Alrighty, so we're going to come on down, set it in the manual transmission mode, and it's telling me that we're going to be in third gear, roughly about 3,000 RPM right now. So far it seems to be holding back okay. Sitting right at the 30-mile-an-hour mark. Pick up a little more speed, but it seems to be holding it back okay. About 3,200 RPMs right now, coming up to 34, picking up a little bit of speed. Starting to have a little bit of trouble holding it back. You can hear the engine's pretty wound up, about 3,500 RPMs now. 36. And we'll probably have to start engaging the brake to bring it back down. So yeah, we're almost all the way up to 4,000 RPM. We're just going to have to tap on the brake to bring it back down into speed. The other thing with the cabin noise on this is we're pretty much sitting directly on top of the engine, so we can hear a lot of that too. You can, like, when you're wrapped out at 4,000 RPM, you know, you can really hear that inside. Okay, so it seems to be back under control with no help from the brake. About 3,500 RPM seems to be the sweet spot. But it doesn't take much incline to get that going. Again, I'm betting through this little straightaway right here, we'll probably have to go ahead and hit that brake again. And this is only going to continue to get worse the more weight that we add to the vehicle. So, yeah, we're creeping up towards that 4,000 RPM mark again. Pedal in and slow it back down a little bit, and then I'm sure we'll have to hit that foot pedal before we hit the big turn up here. So the manual transmission feature is kind of nice, but again, these smaller engines are just not able to hold back the vehicle like a larger engine can in these, you know, mountainous conditions and terrain. There's just not enough to them. There's not enough mass to them. They're generating tremendous amounts of power, and they're phenomenally fuel efficient. But that is one of the drawbacks that you're going to lose from it here. Come around here. So you are going to be engaging the brakes quite a bit more often newer vehicles. And we're going to definitely need to hit the brakes coming into this. Yep, brakes, 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 brakes. Probably switch this thing back over to regular drive mode now. I don't think there's too much more extreme downhill. In fact, I'd kind of like to see how it handles in the automatic function anyways. So it doesn't tell me exactly what gear it's in. Judging by the speed that we're going at, I would have to say that the third gear that we came down in, and the RPMs were probably in the next, in fourth gear right now, possibly fifth, probably fourth. Not a whole lot of steep downhill right now, so the vehicle is just kind of coasting on its own. but as we come up to a little bit larger straightaway, I can feel it start to pick up speed, and you're gonna have to again engage the brakes, and you could then go ahead and go kick that over. We're gonna cruise over to Marble and see if we can find some snow. If not, maybe some mud puddles or something to run this thing through, and we'll go from there. So keep watching. Thanks for watching. We do get a chance to see how it rides. It does handle the potholes fairly nicely. So we should do okay with that. Ooh, that one was a little bit much for it, I think. Little barred edge. Yeah, I didn't like that either. In comparison to the other vehicles, I mean, it's not bad ride. I would say that the Transit seemed to ride a little bit smoother, and the Chevy Express seemed to ride a little bit smoother with its independent suspension and not having the drivetrain and stuff in there. But it's a little hard to tell if you don't have them side by side. It's not a real rough ride at all. When you start getting into those big whoop-de-doos, then it starts to get a little bit. But for the most part, not really. No complaints. Found some little puddles right off the side of the road here, and just driving through these little guys right here, really doesn't like them. That front wheel drive just seems to stop, and then you can hear that big huge clunk and a bunch of spinning. And it almost moves the entire front end as it does that. You know what I mean? It just feels very awkward and jerky and unstable. Whereas, you know, I've driven through those exact same ones before when they were, you know, even deeper and slushier and icier in other vehicles, and they didn't even skip a beat. So that just kind of goes to tell me that, you know, that it's not gonna behave very well. We hit a couple skiffs of snow, a couple little skiffs of mud, and just the way that behaves of when you stop and it trying to gain traction and get going again. I wish I could have a full snowy day, but unfortunately it's too late in the season for that. But just based on what I've felt on a couple small points, I've driven in the snow long enough. I know what things feel like. You know, I even pulled off to the side of the road a little bit earlier, and it was a little bit muddy, and instead of normally, you know, your vehicle, the back wheels would turn and then you'd kind of get back on. This actually wanted to slide further down and get itself further stuck, as opposed to trying to pull its way out and get back to the traction and back onto the pavement. So, you know, that's kind of how I expected it to behave. I just can't see how front-wheel drive is going to be very good in snowy conditions, and that's where I'm at. You know, everybody, I would say a lot of people see snow. You know, even the upper states in the East Coast, unless you're deep down in the South, you're gonna have to deal with snow, and unless you just shut down and close for a day, it's just one of those things you're gonna have to deal with. You know, so it kind of is what it is on that, and I wish we had a little bit more here to try it out with. But I'd almost be afraid to try it out too. I wouldn't really want to get stuck, and we already know that these things aren't going to come with snow tires or anything like that. So, you know, it would probably be a bad ordeal to even try this thing out in a halfway decent snowstorm here. So it's probably best that it is the way that it is. But for more information, check out the website below. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, it's the end of the video. You know, help me out and help me help you out. Right below the description box right here is a red subscribe button. Subscribe to me, and then you're going to get the latest and greatest information that I put out. Sometimes it applies to you, sometimes it doesn't. You know, it's just going to at least let you know that we're putting out new and current information. And then right over here is a thumbs up button. Give me a thumbs up. Help this video rank higher in the searches for the search terms that you're using, and let other people be able to see this. You know, that's the best way you can help. Interact. Leave a comment. I will get back with you if I can and try and help you answer your questions. But the more you interact and post this to Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and spread this through the social media, the more that allows me to be able to help do more videos. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And subscribe, share, and like. Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it.